give me self-esteem.
Get the point?
Could be I win this time. First place trophy be just fine. I believe I'm number one. Win or lose, I'm having fun. Work hard to reach my goal. Feel so good down in my soul. Can't stop, gotta reach the top. I've become a part of the star system. Dance to the rhythm, rhythm of my life. Music of my future. Star system jam. Show just what I am. Give me a start to travel on the road to the stars. You make me say, anxious anticipation, waiting for my turn. Excitement, knowing I've got energy to burn. Nothing can take its place, knowing that I'm in the race. I hear Marcy call my name, do my best, there is no shame. Start the music, got to go, make sure that you all will know. I'm hot, gonna reach the top, 'cause I am a part of the star system. Dance to the rhythm, rhythm of my life, the music of my future. Star system jam, show just what I am. Give me a start to travel on the road.
Let's dance. Let's dance. Get the point? Now let's get to it.
Hi, I'm Jackie Patterson, and I've danced in such Broadway shows as Sophisticated Ladies, Tap Dance Kid, and A Chorus Line, just to name a few. But you probably know me best from the music video, I Want to Dance with Somebody, where I had the opportunity to perform with Miss Whitney Houston. Now today, my friends and I are going to demonstrate for you some of the latest hip-hop steps so that you can, in your own home, dance hip-hop like you see on music videos and on TV. Now, hip-hop is the latest form of break or street dancing, which was originated by young people in urban areas as an alternative to street fighting. Now, gangs would literally challenge each other with dance steps so that they would not fight to see which dance steps would be the most creative and look the best. Now, of course, as these dance steps got more popular, they made their way into the dance mainstream. Now, the 7 steps I'm going to demonstrate for you today are the Cabbage Patch, the Out, the Robocop, the Running Man, the Roger Rabbit, the Vogue, and the Mike Tyson. So what do you say we get started, huh? Now, the first step is the Cabbage Patch. Now, the Cabbage Patch is a step that deals mainly with the upper body. Okay, so what you have to do is you stand stationary and you move your upper body with your shoulders parallel to the floor in a circular motion. Okay, now you do that and then you alternate and move in the other direction. While you move your upper body like that, you move your arms in the reverse circle that you move your shoulders and upper body. So if you go to one side like this, your arms move to the other side, and that creates this type of Cabbage Patch motion. What you do is you do this to one side, and you do it to the other. You can alternate sides, just be creative. Now, who wants to help me demonstrate the Cabbage Patch? Now again, I want to remind you that we're showing you just the basic steps. It's up to you to use your imagination and put the steps in any combination that you like. Now the next step we're going to show you is the owl. Now the owl is a step that looks like you're moving, looks like you're walking, even when you're in a stationary position. You should start with your legs apart and put your arms on either side of your leg like this, making a fist. Now you stretch the leg, and you stretch the arm, and then you come back to this position and you bend your legs. Then you take it and you go to the other side and you do the same thing. Now you can lift the leg off the floor if you like and be here, or you can keep it on the floor. You can do one to each side, or you can do two to each side and one to the other side, but that's up to you. So now we're going to demonstrate the alphabet. I'm going to have Chris, Tyrone, and Cece. Would you come up here for a second? I'm going to have them do the alphabet.
What's it to ya? What's it to ya?
I come home at night, you're nowhere in sight, out somewhere doing your own thing. It seems that you forgot on your left hand you were wearing my wedding ring. I can't believe that you lied, I can't believe that you cried, and you tried to say that you were confused. You know what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Just remember that you made the rules.
I'm doing to you what you did to me. So step aside, let me buy back my bags in return.
Okay, now our next step is the RoboCop. Now the whole idea of the RoboCop, because it is named after the movie of the same name, is to look mechanical or robotic, okay? So again, you start with your legs separated. You take one arm, you put it perpendicular to the floor in a fist. You take your other hand and you put it parallel. Now the fists are together. Now the whole idea is to look like you're taking one hand, pushing it off to the side, okay? You started with the inverted L, you push to the side. You let your entire upper body do the same thing. Now then you change your arms, putting your other arm parallel, and then take this and push it this way. So you have this kind of motion. That is the basic RoboCop. Now again, you can do two to one side, or one and two to the other side, any way you like. But that is the basic step, okay? So now, who's gonna help me demonstrate the RoboCop? Come on, Cece. These guys will do the RoboCop. Our next step is the Roger Rabbit. This is one of my favorites, even though it's not one of the easiest to describe. Now, the way you begin this is you start from a stationary position. You're going to take your arms and you're going to move your leg all the way out as you open your arms. You let your chest come forward. You step back onto your leg, you close your chest, and you bring your arms together. So you do the same thing to the other side. You open your arms and your legs, you let the leg go to the back, you put back on that leg, and you close. So you have this kind of motion. Forward, forward, forward. Now, once you master the step, you can go one to one side, two to the other, or stay on that side. That's up to you. But that is the basic step. Now, I'm going to have some of my friends demonstrate this step for you, okay?
I need a man with all fight no more. I'm sick of all your talk. You can talk, you can walk. Let's not talk about it, just do it. Let's not talk about it, don't talk about it, just do it. Well, there better be some fight in the big black rock. If it's not, don't put me through it. No.
Now we're at the running man. In order to do the running man, what you have to do is you have to start with one leg up to the knee. You have both arms bent. Now what you do is you put this leg down to the floor and you slide the leg that you're standing on to the back. As you do that, you straighten your arms. Then you bring the leg that just slid to the back up to the knee. You bend your arms back and you reverse the process, like there. So you have up, down, down. Now as you get this, you can do it one to one side, one to another. You can do it around in a circle. That's up to you. But the basic step starts from here, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? Now, who's gonna demonstrate this for me? Mary and Tyrone. Okay? Now, imagine yourself to be a high fashion model, and you're at a photo shoot. Camera is flashing. With each flash of the camera, you have to strike a different pose. As Madonna says, strike a pose, there's nothing to it. This is the Vogue, which, as you can see, is named after the fashion magazine. Now, the most important thing about the Vogue is attitude. You have to get your attitude, and you have to change your attitude with every pose that you take. Now, the only other thing that you should keep in mind is that with every pose you make, you are having your picture taken. So it should be that strong a pose. So now I'll have some of my friends show the Vogue to you. Now, boxing is Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson is boxing. So if you have a step called the Mike Tyson, you know it's going to look like boxing. You start this step from a neutral position. You step to one side, and you put the other leg behind you. You repeat this to the other side. When you do this, you take the arm of the leg that's crossing in back, and you swing it forward. So you have this kind of motion. Okay? That is the basic Mike Tyson. Now, I'll have some of my friends, Chris, Carol, and who else is going to be doing it? Mary. And Mary, demonstrate the Mike Tyson for you.
Yeah.
Now let's run through the dances one more time in slow motion, just to make sure we've really got them together. The Cabbage Patch. Remember, with the Cabbage Patch, the arms are moving in a circular motion in one direction, while the shoulders are moving in the opposite direction. The legs and feet can move any way you want them to once you get started, like you see Michelle and Chris doing here. You also notice they do a cool little variation of the arms to give the step their own personal flair. Let's speed it up and watch it one more time. The owl. Legs slightly bent to begin with. One leg extends. While it extends, the arms straighten on either side of it. Then you release both your arms and your extended leg. That's the basic step. Check out when the dancers put their arms in the air. They still bring them down on either side of the working leg to complete the owl step. Notice CC, Tyrone, and Chris also look in the direction of the working side. This gives the step a little more class. RoboCop. You make two fists. One arm begins parallel to the floor. The other arm begins perpendicular to the floor. Your fists are almost touching. One fist pushes the other. Then they switch. So in other words, they just alternate. You can push once, twice, even 3 times to one side before you switch. That's entirely up to you. Make your own variation. Now you can even open your hands like Michelle, CC, and Tyrone do for a different effect. Now we have the Roger Rabbit. Now with the Roger Rabbit, remember the chest moves forward as the arms go back. One leg circles around the other. When the foot gets all the way to the back, you step on it and pick up the other foot. This alternates. You can do the Roger Rabbit half time, double time, even triple time if you want. Take a look at the different ways Inez, Mary, and Chris do it.
Well, haven't you heard? I am Goliath in the body of David. Come rock me now with you. I thought football from my head to the floor. 105 pounds. People say I'm such a little girl. Makes me turn around and frown. Boy, don't pass me up.
The Running Man is one of my favorites. You lift both arms up, lift one foot up, and bring it about knee height alongside the other leg. After that, you slide the leg you're standing on back, and at the same time, you bring your arms down and the foot you lifted to the knee. The more together all these movements are, the better the step is going to look.
You best believe you've got a lot. You best believe you've got a lot.
Let's see that one more time in regular motion.
I thought football from my head to the floor. 105 pounds. People say I'm such a little girl. Makes me turn around.
The Vogue.
Boy, don't pass
Strike a pose, any pose. There's nothing to it. Now try to make your poses as specific as possible. Remember, you're a fashion model, and with every flash of the camera, you change. Don't forget about your attitude. That's what's most important. You know what I'm saying? And the more poses you can make, and the quicker you can make them, the better the steps will be.
I thought football from my head to the floor. 105 pounds. People say I'm such a little girl. Makes me turn around and frown. Boy, don't pass me
The
up.
Mike Tyson.
It'll be their luck.
Step to the side and bring the opposite leg so that it crosses in back. As it crosses in back, you swing your arm across like you're throwing a punch. A hook to be exact. This alternates from side to side. Now when you watch Mary, Carol, and Chris, you'll notice there's a little head movement as you complete the punch. Now they also do the Mike Tyson with the jump step as well. All this is is the Mike Tyson without the step to the side. Like anything you're trying to learn, remember, practice makes perfect. Believe me, I know. If you just work with this video and use your imagination, it'll be no time before you're teaching your friends how to hip hop.
I thought football from my head to the floor. 105 pounds. People say I'm such a little girl. Makes me turn around and frown. Boy, don't pass me up, no. It'll be their luck. Just because I'm neat and petite. Because I'm filled with love. Got plenty of it. Most ladies cannot even compete now. It's not the size, it's the motion. I thought football from my head to the floor. 105 pounds. People say I'm such a little girl. Makes me turn around and frown. Boy, don't pass me up, no. It'll be their luck. Just because I'm neat and petite. Because I'm filled with love. Got plenty of it. Most ladies cannot even compete now. It's not the size, it's the motion. They can't compete with my devotion. Big things come in little packages. Unwrap me now and see what you